Is Mbuemo coming to Manchester United or is he going to Spurs? We're going to talk about that and a lot more on Manchester United's rebuild starting right about now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for season number 2 of MUFC Central. We've got the man, the legend, True Killer right here. True, how you doing today?
I'm all good, especially with all this transfer talk, with the signings coming in, the outgoings. I'm excited for the show. Excited to see next season for United as well.
Lots of stuff in the rumor mill. Manchester United has only one way to go from last season, which is up. If they would have gotten it done in the UEFA League, the Champions League, Europa League, what is it? The second one? I forget which one. But they almost got that done to get it slight into European football. But there's really nothing on the docket this season. So the rebuild is in full effect. True, the first one up that is you're saying is basically a done deal. Bryan Mbuemo. Tell me a little bit about him.
He's an unbelievable player. He comes from Brentford, had a crazy season last season. That's why Spurs put a £70 million bid in for him. However, Mbuemo does want to come to United. He only wants United. Said it's his dream to play for Manchester United. So declined Spurs' offer. He plays as a number 10 or on the right-hand side. In Amorim's system, I think he'll play further up in that 10 role behind the striker. Going from middle to the right as well, mainly cutting into the right-hand side as well, because, that is where majority of his goals came from. But he scored nearly 20 goals last season. So it'll completely get our goal tally up, because last season we didn't seem to score a goal, especially with, the likes of Rasmus Højlund up front. It was mainly Bruno Fernandes carrying the team.
That's it. I mean, it was every game, it seemed like if there was scoring, Bruno was the one scoring the goals or creating it. And so hopefully someone like him would definitely help the attack. I know there's a couple other names out there as well, but then the funding comes into play, right? Can Manchester United afford some of these players given the fact that they're not playing in European football next season? Who are some of the other names out there? I've heard Gayorkes. What else are you hearing?
Some of the signings that we were linked to have been talking to Victor Gyökeres quite a lot as well, but it's the finances. He's coming in at around 52 million with, a good sum of wages as well, but is not, for him, Man United isn't his number one choice, because he does have interest from Liverpool and Arsenal, and of course he wants to play in the Champions League. It was unbelievable in last season's Champions League. I mean, he put a hat-trick against Pep Guardiola's Manchester City, which was crazy to see. Obviously, there's likes of Victor Osimhen as well, another striker would absolutely love. But of course, he does have massive interest from Saudi, and he did say if he wants to play in Europe, it will be for a Champions League club. And his wage demands are just way too high, so I can't see that happening either. And of course, there's goalkeeper rumours with Costa being one, but I don't see us being able to afford him because he's looking around £60 million. But obviously, Emi Martinez from Villa is leaving. That's an option. I could see that happening. If not Emi Martinez, I do expect a younger goalkeeper to come in and challenge Onana.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I see someone challenging Onana because you can't go on from a season like that. Emi Martinez, I think that would be a good fit. He's got the experience, right? He's coming off a World Cup win. He's won championships. He's done it all before on a grand stage, and going to a place like Manchester United as the keeper, it's going to be interesting. And Onana, when he came in, there was a lot of hype around him, and it's clear that he couldn't live up to what it takes to be between the sticks for Manchester United. It kind of brings us to a little bit of a segue here on the show, but with what we were trying to do, we tried to do a live stream of my son's game. We're doing some awesome work with the youth development soccer here in the United States. And True, we're so glad to have you being a part of it as well. Working with Evolution SC here just outside Chicago. and really starting to grow the youth soccer movement. When we started Sons of a Pitch Soccer, an American soccer podcast was what it was originally called before Soccer Central. It was about growing the game through conversation here in the United States, because it needs help here. You over there in England, that's life, true. But over here it's different. So that I think Emmy would be a good fit for Manchester United between the sticks. He's got the age, he's got the experience. I would love to see that one get done, because they need to bring in a high-level talent to take Onana's spot, because Onana's still a decent goalie. At least we thought so coming into last season. But we'll see. We'll see what they do there. A few rumors of coming in and coming out and moving right along. True, tell us about what you do. Let's go check out the SOP True TikTok. Tell me about that. Tell everybody that's watching about that.
So besides being a Manchester United fan, I've been playing FIFA/EAFC since FIFA 21, taking it seriously. I achieved top 100 finishes back in 21, going 30-0 back when Foot Champions was 30-0. And ever since then, I've been, competing at a high level in tournaments and, of course, playing people's weekend leagues. So essentially what I do is you give me your account and I will play your division rival games or Foot Champions games to get you the best guaranteed rewards. I mean, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I managed to pull a crazy Mia Hamm and a new 1.5 million coin Griezmann card as well. Unbelievable card that I packed for us. And on a client's account, last weekend, I did just pack the new Diego Maradona, an absolute unbelievable card.
That's awesome. No, it's true. When I got back with you a couple of years ago, started playing some of the games, it was unbelievable the difference that you make on the team. So if you play EAFC and you're hanging out with us, DM True right now on Twitter at TrueKiller _ on Twitter, or on TikTok at SOP True, and reach out. We'll get some things worked out and get your team popping. Shapeshifters Team 3 just released a few minutes ago. Some cool cards. I saw that one there you posted about the Jonathan David SBC center back. Looks like he's got all the right play styles for the center back. I love Johnny David, being a Canada guy, me, but looks like a good card. So nice on that one there, True. And let me see if I can share this one more time, if it'll work, because I think TikTok doesn't like it when you share the screen. There it is. So it's still having trouble loading up, but there it is on TikTok. Check it out at SOP True. If you play EAFC, you're going to learn about the tactics to use, pro player gameplay and tactics. You want to elevate your game? That's how you do it right there. Follow us there, message True, and let's get back to Manchester United. So who is leaving, True? We've got a mess. It was the worst season in history. What happens now? Who's out and who might stay?
Well, if it was my choice, I'd say majority of the squad, but that's not a reality, unfortunately. Of course, the likes of Marcus Rashford. The issue with Rashford is we want a fee of 40 million. Villa aren't willing to pay for it, and Rashford doesn't really want to go Villa. The only place he wants to go to is Barcelona, and Barcelona, they don't have money, so it's looking like he's going to go on loan to Barcelona this season. And Alejandro Garnacho as well, that's another one. Of course, he had a falling out with Ruben Amorim on the last day of the season, and prior to that as well against Spurs in the Europa League final, and he didn't play in the last game. So he's looking at leaving. But yet again, no one wants to buy Garnacho for the price that Manchester United are putting him up there for. Then there's the likes of players like Harry Maguire coming to the end of a contract, and Luke Shaw, who's virtually unsellable because of his injuries as well. It's not looking good, but we do need to move players out. And Anthony as well, one I almost forgot. Betis really wanted him, but they couldn't afford him. Not a lot of clubs can, and especially with the wages, so he could go on loan as well.
Yeah, no, there's a few there that the price tag's just too high. Nobody's going to touch them. And it's funny being, with Toronto Sports Insider and the Maple Leafs, same kind of problem, right? The Maple Leafs have a salary cap, and they can't they're struggling to get under because they're paying some of these guys ridiculous sums of money, and then they're not worth it. So that's a struggle that they're going to have to try and figure out to offload some of those guys. But what was it, Garnacho or something? Was he spotted out in public in a different team shirt or something like that?
Yeah, he actually done an Instagram post, and I think it's on the third slide. He posted a photo of him wearing an Aston Villa kit with Rashford on the back, which just mugs Man United off really. And that that's it. It's kind of a be all and end all with Garnacho, unfortunately.
Yeah, now that'll do it. That's the end of that. Well, all right. Well, I think as far as next season, let's take a little bit of an outlook. So we don't know. Next season's up in the air with how we're going to be covering the Manchester United games here on SOP, and with all the business that's going on with TSI. So be on the lookout for more content, especially around Manchester United podcast episodes, talking about the team, rumors, news, all of that kind of stuff. And then the good news is True's getting a new computer. We're shipping that computer over soon. It's close. We're almost there. And then True's going to be able to be live on Sons of a Pitch, doing champs games, doing all kinds of stuff. It's going to be awesome. So be on the lookout for all of that Manchester United content and EAFC content. True, wrap it up, man. Take us home.
Well, all there is left to say is next season we definitely need to place higher than 15th, and we do need to perform in the Premier League. But one thing I will say is we do have a very, very tough opening game and tough run of fixtures actually, because our first game is actually against Arsenal. So it could go either way. I mean, I'd love to say we can beat them, but after last season, I don't think I have any right to say that at all.
Yeah. Oh boy, it's a great start to the season. Maybe it'll be a fresh start, exactly what they need under Ruben Amorim, with a few different signings to help out. Sounds like Mbuemo's done. Probably be done by the time we get this thing uploaded later on. And let's keep rolling here. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Let us know your thoughts on Manchester United. How do you think they're going to do next season? Down below in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.